Hello and welcome to the Gravel Trap Podcast. And on today's show, I've got fellow co-hosts Zin and Don. How's it going, guys?
Oh wow!
Tired, very, very, very tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
Tired? Oh man.
Manually
Listen,
moving.
you have a dog that hates thunderstorms, and then have thunderstorms come through at 3 o'clock in the morning of 2 of the last 3 days, and tell me how you feel.
That are moving manually. What was it? 27 years
How
of.
are you not certified to use a power jack,
Because every store you go to, you have to get recertified.
sir?
I can't control things because they're stupid there. It's a small store. So I had to manually
I would have
move.
just done it and apologized after the fact.
I was so close to doing that. But let's see, what was it today? I did
Damn you for being responsible.
1,100 pounds of corn on a manual jack. That's why it was creaking. And then 240 pounds of strawberries. Okay, that's why.
Jesus.
Yeah, moving 1,000 pounds of corn was not fun.
Stepped on it.
Good Lord. Oh, that's all right. I'll be sore tomorrow because we got PT for work. So
Well, at
Ooh.
least it's not pepper spray certification.
no, I'm already done with that for the year. So
Good times.
Have fun with that. I'm not voluntarily allowing pepper spray to be sprayed in my eyes. I'm not involuntarily planning on it either, but I can't control crazy people.
I was gonna say I never had pepper spray, but I remember when I used to work in pizza for check the wing container. Sometimes I pop the lid, fucking buffalo wing sauce right in the eye. It's just,
he's done winged himself.
yeah, not once but twice. I did it one night, and my manager stopped and she looked at me. He's like, "Are you doing this on purpose?" I guess I would have burned my eyeballs out on purpose.
Yes.
All I
That's
wanted to do was go home, and you said no. So now we're here. We're at.
Exactly.
All right.
Looked like a freaking guy who was high as hell because my eyes were all red.
All right. Let's get right into our sim racing news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've the season 3 release notes are up, and it is week 13, so people are able to play around with some of the new content and cars and whatnot. So
Oh, it does have the stuff displayed now. Noise.
Oh, it's all fancy.
yep. Let's see here. It's a whole list of things, so just get right into it.
Need Dodge.
Not yet.
That or Pontiac.
All right. So for general stuff, the clubs have been replaced by country flags that you can now select when you boot up the service.
They're not generalized anymore. I think what was the area Sean was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was your region.
Yeah.
You can go to your profile and change the flag at any time by visiting your profile page. I'm saying we should probably switch ours all to Antarctica because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, as soon as they turn it to
I see everybody saying that, so then it's ironically funny.
Right. We're all because we're all just a bunch of penguins.
exactly.
So
Be nice if we had a Greenland flag so we can say that we're trying to be bought by.
oh my gosh, there probably is a Greenland flag. I didn't even look at all of them.
Thinks about and tries to find it.
Well, they're owned by the Dutch, so I think it would just be the Dutch flag.
Oh,
I think they're owned by the Dutch.
so it is also in the API files. So any telemetry service that uses it can have that as on their displays. So you'll be able.
There
to
is
have
a Greenland
that.
flag.
There is a Greenland flag. There we go, boys. We're moving. We're Greenland now.
Yeah, it's GR. Was it GRL? It's abbreviation for it.
Yep. All right. Another thing on the AI side of iRacing, the adaptive AI is now selectable for use in hosted sessions. So basically, when you go to create a hosted session and you go to select AI, you just check mark the box that says you want adaptive AI. You may, when creating an AI session, you may now select adaptive AI challenging rating instead of only a fixed AI difficulty values. The adaptive AI challenge ratings may be adjusted between events.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 9 new AI seasons have been added to iRacing. This includes IMSA, IMSA Pilot Challenge, GT3, GT4 Production Car Challenge, NASCAR Cup, Xfinity Truck, and ARCA. Let's see. On the paint kit side, cars with multiple body types that depend on the track selection may now be viewed and edited separately within the paint kit. This is as the release of the Gen 4 cars and the Dallara IR18. The Dallara IR18 has 3 viewable configurations. You have road, short track, and speedway. Gen 4 has obviously the Monte Carlo and the Taurus, which have a super speedway body and a standard body.
Mm-hmm.
In the paint kit, they added a whole mess of sponsors now. I mean, it is extensive how many sponsors they added. 47 new sponsors. Also, they've updated to the latest logos for Hellmann's, Holly, and Lionel Racing. They improved the paint kit camera centering as the zoom and pitch are able to be adjusted in view. So there's that. Licenses and official racings on that side, they improve the processes surrounding season ending and creating divisions for upcoming seasons. This is a process is now much faster and more reliable. Drivers can expect the season cutover process, which is a time period where we cannot have any official races to take significantly less time. Also, the I rating and TT rating values that define separate divisions are now computed individually for each racing category based on user participation in the previous season. This should result in a more even distribution of competitors to each division. On the connectivity side, the latency warning icons and timings have been updated. They continue to improve some vehicle position exploration processes to allow a more accurate collision and detection between different drivers. Although we put that to test in the IndyCar race today.
Mm-hmm. So much death. Well, on my end.
Now, also, when you receive a connectivity black flag, there is also a radio message that appears through their in-game crew chief that tells you to fix your connection.
He's broke.
Yeah. Obviously, you still get sent back to the pits until you're able to fix that. Caution flags will no longer appear for racers serving a connectivity black flag. Ghosts may ignore cautions. Let's see here. Teammates who can drive for their team are now able to remove the current driver from the vehicle if he or she is currently serving a connectivity black flag. Even while ghost driving, remember, if the driver's connection stabilizes, your team may be able to rejoin the race. Let's see, on physics side, we already talked about they improved the contact between your car and an opponent's car. On the race control side, track debris information warning flags will now wave sooner, especially when cars are expected to be approaching a corner at high speed. A fixed race control issue where sometimes the pits failed to be open for lead lap cars. This has been observed in the mostly at the new Echo Park Speedway, which has the name updated. So it's already been changed in game. It's no longer Atlanta, it's Echo Park. They also fixed an issue where single file restart was enabled and consecutive cautions occurred. Race control would fail to set double file restarts if green white checkered flag was triggered on the final lap of a caution. Let's see here. Again, back to the AI side. The R18, the Ferrari 296 Challenge, the Porsche 919, and the Silver Crowns now all have AI drivers. On the track side, any car class that has AI drivers can run at the new Shell V-Power Motorsports Park at the Bend, Daytona International Speedway Moto, and Daytona International Speedway Short Course, Iowa Oval, and Richmond Raceway. Let's see here. AI drivers have been upgraded on the IR18, the next gen cup cars, the Skip Barber, Super Formulas, all that stuff. AI drivers have also received classes in rear end control, mastering the grip of race starts, rain racing, chapter 6, maximizing grip on wet surfaces, rain racing, chapter 7, wet racing without grip rolling. Investment and management strategies for AI, dollar signs and push to pass, so they can now use push to pass in the IR18. Let's see here. On the dirt oval side, it says pit service checkboxes that are never usable. Tires and fuel have been removed from the black box on these cars. So if you can't, in the actual series, if you can't change tires or fuel, you will not even have that black box available. So, on the graphics side, support for quad view fixed forwarded rendering and VR devices have been enabled. So for those of you who have VR, you'll have more options to use in VR. It runs down the whole DirectX 11 OpenXR INI file and how to adjust that.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some people on Reddit claiming that they're getting almost double the FPS with this new foveated mode for VR.
No.
So, sorry, I'm out of breath. I was going and collecting my coilovers off the porch, and it was like a 55-pound box.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
One tubby, two.
Listen here, fatty. Specifically for VR settings, the Hidden Dale and Steve objects have all been updated for every racetrack, so they look even better and fine as ever.
Huh.
They've been upgraded to high.
Appreciates that.
Yeah, so they've been upgraded to super high res models.
Sure, Steve gave himself a 6-pack.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see here. Audio fixes. Fixed an issue with the default selection of audio devices. On the weather side, 5 new cars have rain tires. The IR18, the Lotus 79. Oh, good lord. The Skip Barber Super Formulas, the Super Formula SF23s all have rain tires. They fixed an issue.
Before we go further, there was something I wanted to call out talking about the graphics. Just because I've seen some people talking about this on Facebook groups and so forth. So they added a new alert warning to indicate when you have high CPU usage. which indicates that you may not be keeping up in real time, which causes networking issues.
What's up, Chris?
And so this new alert appears in the network warning box and includes an icon of a CPU and a color-coded text of the CPU usage value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also talked about how they're continually improving the connectivity flag issue.
I
as
hope they
well.
roll it out to more series this season. So it didn't seem like very many events were using it last season.
Yeah. It sounds like in all the team events, it's enabled.
I mean, it needs to be at minimum.
So, because now you can you can even remove a driver if the connectivity flag pops up. It'll actually pop up. The little green remove driver icon will appear up in the top of the screen.
Just
So you can kick
style, yank them out of the car.
Mm-hmm. And you'll also now get an audio cue from the in-game crew chief telling you to fix your connection.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So you can have TJ Majors screaming at you about shitty connections.
Yeah. Plug it in.
Let's see here. Fix an issue where the sun would disobey the clock and simply stay in the same place across multiple sessions when using static weather with different specific times of day. Forecast weather no longer appears hazy/foggy when allow fog is unchecked. On the control side of things, Asetek, VRS, multiple other wheels have been upgraded to the 360 hertz. Fanatec API has been updated, which adds the support for Fanatec's full force haptic effects. For the wheels that have that, Moses API has been updated. That also has 360 hertz now. Let's see, the wheel LFE allows you to send tactile vibrations to the wheel like engine vibrations that would normally be too high of a frequency to send across your normal direct input force feedback API. You can tune these effects in the True Force section of the API file, API INI file. You can turn off the Moza API via the API INI file. Just go to Moza API and switch it to 0 or input the 0. So yeah, that's another big thing that people have been waiting for is the 360 hertz refresh rate. So
yeah, the Asetek rollout has been buggy to say the least.
Hooray!
So, Chris and I both tried it last night, and it like you would load into a session and just have no force feedback, no matter how many times you restarted Race Hub, restarted iRacing, turned on.
Who for once actually had a bright idea?
Yeah, and it worked. And then I loaded into the race from qualifying, and it didn't work again. So
Then you broke it.
I didn't break shit.
yeah, kind of on a side note too, Fanatec rolled out a beta version of their new Fanatec app. That's supposed to integrate everything, the driver and the Fanalabs all in one unit. I played around with it a little bit last night. It's pretty easy to use, although it does not have 4 wheels that have LEDs on them. The LEDs aren't able to be turned on, so that's kind of that'll be something that need to be updated. Like, it doesn't matter too much with the McLaren GT3 rim, but my Porsche Endurance wheel, none of the LED lights worked on it. So
that's weird.
Yeah, it's when you go into the wheel options, you can test the LED lights, but there's nothing to enable them or
so they'll update you
adjust
then. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's still technically, it says it when you download it, it says this is a beta, and they're still working on the final product. But
Alright.
you can get in and use it and play it. If you select all wheels, it does allow you to view the features for like the Bentley wheel and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of interesting, although they're grayed out, but you can still view all the options that are available for customization in that thing. So let's see here. On auto fueling side, they fixed an issue where non-driver teammates were unable to edit fuel in the black box. They also fixed an issue where any value greater than 31 laps of calculating fuel usage or needs was being truncated to 31 laps. Let's see here. Under the user interface, we already talked about the flags. Improve the logic and processes for applying changes in the garage. This includes the following changes. The apply button now changes state between wait, past, and apply, depending on the tech state. The done button is now disabled during tech pending and tech processes. All garage interaction value widgets are now disabled during tech inspection. And then all garage widget interactions now queue up a tech inspection, which occurs in 5 seconds. Touching another widget will reset the timer. This allows for multiple adjustments to occur in quick sequence without permanently getting an inspection or your changes getting interrupted by an inspection. On the telemetry side, tire compound type information has been added to the session strings for the driver's tires. Users can use this to convert from the tire index, the pit SV tire compound or player tire compound, to the type of tire, hard, soft, qualifying, wet, all-purpose, etc. You can see the tire index and tire compound type, and the resolution of weekend info track length has been increased from 10 meters to 10 centimeters. So, all right. Moving on to updates for the cars. For the ARCA cars, drafting parameters have been updated slightly.
Mhm.
On the GT3 side of things, the GT3 cars now have the new tire model, which has been updated to improve accuracy and realism for both wet and dry tires. Tire warmer temperatures have been reduced. Dry traction control settings have been adjusted. Aerodynamic parameters have been adjusted. Minimum vehicle height is now determined by the lowest point of the front splitter or the ride heights. Garage tabs for these cars have been updated. Fuel economies have been rebalanced. And the 2025 Season 3 balance of performance changes have been applied to all cars. Let's see here. Obviously, any setups that you've had before this update are now obsolete.
Boo.
For the GTP cars, the traction control parameters have been updated. On the Gen 7 car, a variety of vehicle parameters have been adjusted, including chassis tuning, tire parameters, drafting performance, and brake configurations. Dashboard gauges have been upgraded, and dashboard brightnesses have been increased. Did you guys see that picture that I posted up in our little Facebook group thing about Sammy Smith possibly testing out the iRacing rain model for the next gen cars?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, I
That's
posted
pretty
it on.
cool.
So yeah, he apparently is testing that with iRacing.
That'd be exciting.
So possibly something for Season 4 to be coming is rain tires for the next gen cars.
Cool.
Let's see here. Moving on. Car class that has been added is the new Gen 4 car.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Taurus and Chevy Monte Carlo have been added. The 2003 variants have been added to the game.
They're so much fun.
Along with their subsequent Super Speedway and Speedway modeled bodies. These are completely separate ones. So when you're doing trading paints, you'll have to select individual paints for each one of those. Let's see here. On the Craftsman Truck Series, the Holly Pro digital display has been added to the trucks and is able to be used. Scrolling down. Super Formula cars now have rain tires, as we said before. Rain tires may be selected in the garage during pit stops, and the brake bias range has been updated to more accurately reflect the actual series. On the individual car side, the Acura has had the newest BOP applied, and the engine sounds have been improved, including the anti-lag chatter. So you get the little Chewbacca
Yep.
gargles.
It's not super duper prominent, but you can hear it if you know what you're looking for.
Right. Yeah, you can hear it on the IndyCar too. We were playing around with that
Yes,
too.
definitely.
So let's see here. On the Audi R8 LMS Evo 2, bump rubbers and the ability to adjust the gaps of them have been added. Differential ramp angles have been changed and adjusted, and improved gear shift and compressor audio levels have been adjusted. On the BMW M Hybrid V8, steering wheel and digital display dashboards have been updated to reflect the current car. The roof ID color light selection controls, the LED lights at night have now also been applied to the kidneys around the
Thank
front end. So if you
God.
change the color of your LEDs on the top of the car, it will also change the color of the kidney beans.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
So,
About time.
yeah. Driver paddle shift animations have been approved, especially while cornering, and they fixed an issue where the IMSA board appeared to be missing at certain camera distances. Excuse me. On the BMW, on the M2 CSR, they stiffened the nose and rear and trunk mounts. They fixed an issue where parts did not properly detach. Adjusted the intensity of the windshield reflections. On the M4, F82 GT4, improved the female driver model paddle shifting animation with steering inputs. On the 82 GT4 Evo, this vehicle name has been updated to match its current artwork. Headlights, taillights have been updated for the Evo spec, and traction control toggles have been added. So yeah, that was another thing too. Is the GT4 got the Evo treatment now, and it's just a straight up update. You don't have to buy a different vehicle or anything like that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So
That's
let's
nice.
see. On the M4 GT3, expanded the allowable range for the front spring rates, and their paddle shifts have also been improved. On the Cadillac, they just received the BOP for the 2025 Season 3 BOP. On the IR18, like we said before, rain tires are ready. You can select them in the garage. The car now has multiple body types that, depending on the track, they may now be viewed and edited separately within the paint kit. The car has 3 viewable configurations: road, short track, and speedway. We talked about that before. So basically now, if you want to select it in trading paints, it'll have 3 variants that you'll have to select for
Gotcha.
or make paints for. The steering wheel has been updated to the newest Cosworth steering wheel. Looks all bright and shiny. Aero models have been updated, including new barge boards. The short track aero package will now load when the car runs at Nashville Super Speedway. The aero screen has been updated. Engine power, gearing, backfire, additional onboard sounds have all been added and improved. A variety of driver animations have been updated. Garage and pit limiter displays have also been updated. On the dirt late model side, they updated some collision and damage parameters. Let's see, the new car for this season as well is also the Ferrari 296 Challenge. Car has been added into the game, so you can purchase that car. It is rain tire ready and comes with all the features that the 296 comes with. I played around with it a little bit, test driving it at Monza. It's it's
Twitchy
pretty
or-
quick. Nah, it's
Okay.
pretty quick.
Is it faster than GT3 or is it?
No, it's faster in a straight line, but it
Mhm.
doesn't have the arrows. So over a
Yeah.
lap, it's slower. I believe.
About the same? Oh,
Yeah.
so, okay.
But yeah, in a straight line, it is quick. So
It sounds great too. All the noises
Yeah.
it makes is really, really good.
yeah, it sounds great. The dash and interior, the modeling looks really good. They did a good job with it. Let's see here. On the Ferrari 296 GT3, they softened the anti-roll bar options. Bump rubbers and the ability to adjust the gap have been updated. Expanded the allowable range for suspension rates, and dampers have been revised to allow adjustments to achieve lower forces more equivalent to the actual real-world car. The Ferrari P499 received no BOP updates, and iRacing setups have been updated. So just like in actual WEC,
Nothing.
we ain't touching it because it ain't broke.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The FIA F4 car, both wet and dry parameters for the tires have been updated. Ride heights and dampening levels have been adjusted to closer meet the real world car, and the footwells have been darkened. Same thing with the MX5 Cup car. They've also had darkened footwells. Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo, bump rubbers and the ability to adjust the gaps have been added. They've also improved gear shift and compressor audio noise levels, along with backfiring level sounds have been increased.
Ooh.
So, the Legends Ford 34 Coupe, shock tool tips in the garage have been updated. Lotus 79, they got the rain tires. Shock deflection has been removed from the garage. Let's see here. On the 720S GT3 Evo, they improved the tire and fender clearances by narrowing the front and rear tire track widths. The ZL1 NASCAR Cup Series Camaro ZL1, they fixed a visual issue where the suspension hubs did not align properly with the tires. We went over that the Gen 4 Monte Carlo and Taurus have been added into the game. And the Porsche 963 GTP dampening levels have been adjusted to fit the real world race car. Skip Barber Formula 2000 has rain tires, which we talked about. The GR86, the footwells have been darkened. Same thing with the VW Beetle rally car. On the Legacy MX5 Cup Roadster, the tin top roof has been added to the vehicles. So they are no longer convertibles. And that's it on the car side. Switching to the track side, Mugello has had track surface textures updated. Again, we touched on that the Shell V-Power Motorsports Park at the Bend has been added into the game. It's a pretty challenging course. Played around with a little on the GT3 cars before they switched over, and it's a pretty technical track. So
Barf.
it's fun.
It's not technical. It's just there's a lot of corners that you have to remember.
Yeah, and it's a very momentum track. So if you screw up a couple of corners, you kind of have to get back into your rhythm to get back up to speed. So
Gotcha.
I like it. It's got a like decent. It's actually got quite a few like decent banked corners too. So
Oh,
Mhm.
if Apex is going to use it, I'll get it. But otherwise, yeah.
It's got 7 different configurations.
yeah,
God.
yeah. It's they call it the Australian Nürburgring.
I mean, that's a good name for it, or nickname.
So let's see. Bristol Motor Speedway. Some follow up work for the NASCAR refresh has been released. The new scoreboard in the center of the track is now functional with the big giant TV screens. Let's see. They updated tire wrap, fences, visitor vehicles, logos, advertisements, crowds, and flagger booths have all been updated to simulate real world track. And the track and victory lane signage and decals have all been updated. Charlotte Motor Speedway, related to the iRacing forums, the 2025 Season 3 track retirement planning. This track artwork overhaul remains in progress and will be completed soon. There are no artwork updates or changes as of the initial release, but with the implementing of the 2025 re-release version, everything will be overhauled later on, and it will just be a simple downtime fix, and you'll be able to update it when that's available. On the Chicago Street Circuit side, track artwork overhaul remains in progress and will be completed soon. Again, same thing with like the Charlotte track. When it's available, you'll just update the track. Let's see. On Spa, they fixed an issue with a fence not being translucent. So apparently it was a solid fence. Circuit of the Americas, the track artwork overhaul still is in progress. So same thing when it's available. The updates will roll out. On Circuit de Jerez, 2 areas of curbing have had modeling adjustments to address a rare bug. They also fixed a floating tire wall off of turn 12. Circuit de Navarro, they fixed an issue with some gain time checkpoints in the final corner. Darlington has had the full artwork update, including pit lane, pit stalls, track surfaces, updated advertisements, logos, foliage, catch fence, flagger animations, and all that jazz. Daytona, the track artwork continues to be worked on. Dover had the full update. Atlanta has now been changed from Atlanta to Echo Park Speedway. And
Hate it.
Yep.
What's that? Yeah.
Hate it.
Hate it.
And all the available signage has all been updated based on the new change. Night lighting is not fully yet enabled, but will be available shortly. Technicians are deployed and checking all the light bulbs. How many technicians does it take to screw in a light bulb at Atlanta?
I mean, I do like the prospect of having night racing at Atlanta, though.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Echo Park Speedway.
mean, they had it
I'll be
before.
calling it Atlanta.
Yep, same here. That's how I still call Lowe's or Charlotte Lowe's.
See, it was Charlotte long before it was ever Lowe's, so I don't have a problem
Yeah,
calling
to
it.
me, if you're calling Charlotte Lowe's, you have to call Atlanta Echo Park.
Yeah.
To me, it's
So-
just Charlotte, Atlanta,
Mhm.
Sonoma.
Sears Point.
Yeah.
Sears Point.
Sears Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sears Point because Sears was a sponsor, or was
Yeah.
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 it? Okay.
It's the Sears Point. Yeah. Let's see. Fuji Speedway. Gain time penalties have been increased for cutting corners at several areas, including turn 3, 13, and 15, and at the chicane. Homestead received the full receive the full refresh update. It says it will also receive another refresh update next year ahead of its 2026 championship weekend. So we'll get another refresh of that. Hungaroring circuit, the time penalty for cutting turn 6 has been increased. Indianapolis Motor Speedway has received their overhaul. Iowa Speedway has received their overhaul. Kansas, same thing. Except for in Kansas, they fixed a variety of issues where objects, including crowds, would pop in and out of existence.
Thanos splits.
Just getting taken out by freaking snipers. Oh, they're dead.
Let's see. Linear dynamic track data has been updated for improved realism in the progression of the track state over the course of an event. Las Vegas had its surface bump map completely overhauled. All the billboards and everything there. Lime Rock received a significant overhaul too. Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park has also been overhauled. Martinsville's been overhauled. Michigan. I didn't even look at Michigan. I forgot that got.
Oh,
completely
Michigan got
overhauled.
really. Yeah, the other grandstands got updated finally.
We were going so fast around there. I didn't have time to pay attention to the updates.
Well,
Only
when
thing
you
I
get
remember
crashed,
about it was the Canadian flag.
when you have a lot of time after get crashed, you look at things.
Listen, I had a guy thrown at my windscreen. That's all I was looking at.
You're so goddamn lucky for that code. Goddamn it.
Yeah.
See, it kills
Uh,
Zen, but
Just
saves
drive
you.
faster.
Yeah. Let's see here. At Millbridge, the victory lane is no longer gated behind invisible barriers. If you earn first place, be sure to go get your trophy. Also, Millbridge, take a shot. Nashville then overhauled New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The gain time checkpoints have been adjusted across the road racing configuration.
Oh,
They've also updated everything. North Wilkesboro, a new modern version of Wilkesboro is in progress and on schedule for release next season. This new version is built with laser scan data, and its release will not affect the historic 87 version, which will allow you to check between either playing the 87 version or the new layout.
cool.
So
you want paint or smoothness?
Nürburgring has received object texture resurfaces ahead of the race coming up. So
The race is over.
well, that's what it said. So unless they meant the actual 24, yeah, it says to actually reflect this upcoming race. Yeah, interesting. So a little late on that one, but they've had their textures updated there. Phoenix has received the overhaul. Pocono has received the overhaul. Let's see,
It looks very
Portland.
nice. Have you looked at Pocono yet or no?
Yeah, I've
Oh.
seen screenshots of it.
Gotcha. It looks very tree, you know?
Yeah. Portland, pit cones may now be affected by vehicle collisions. There was an incident where cones would not move when hit and maybe causing cars to jump over them. That's a solid cone. Let's see. They updated the wheel and light for the flag stands and caution lights have all been added and fixed. Fixed an issue where a green flag would alternate rapidly between both sides of the flagpole when performing a rolling start. Richmond has received an overhaul, although the night lighting is still being worked on. When that's available, it will just be rolled out as a quick update, with all new lighting reflections. Rockingham is set to be released for their overhaul soon, ahead of reflecting changes that they've made for their race weekend that they had a few weeks ago. Let's see here. Sebring signs have been updated to the 2025 advertisements,
I wonder if they
and
updated the winter banners in pit lane.
some palm trees have been updated.
Oh, there you go.
I wonder if they mean the neon palm trees.
Yeah. Let's see, Grand Prix and let's see, Silverstone, the Grand Prix and National pit speeds have been updated to match current pit road speeds. Let's see here. The Sonoma track is remaining to be on progress for its season 3 release. The track re-release versions of the track and incomplete of all of the track configurations will remain now available for now. Let's see here. The track artwork overhaul for this track is complete and released in the future. Some track configurations will be brand new, become retired, or re-released as a new version, which will cause the original configurations to be retired and will no longer be available for use in iRacing. Be sure to save out any of your video or images. So, let's see. Talladega had their overhaul. Texas Motor Speedway is still a work in progress.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
Sorry, Zen.
Gotta poke fun at everything Texas, don't you?
I can't help it.
Let's see here. The Thruxton circuit, some gain time checkpoints have been tightened to prevent running wide across the grass in some areas. Fixed an issue where the world location of this track was not incorrect. Thruxton is a circuit located in Hampshire, New England, in the United Kingdom, not the United States.
What do you mean?
Scuba Circuit had its textures updated and reflecting 2025 advertisements. Gran Turismo sign is still in place.
Ooh.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Watkins Glen artwork overhaul remains in progress, and will be available in season 3 at some point, reflecting current. It'll have all their current sponsors and banners up.
I feel kind of bad because they did a track scan, updated the track, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they updated the track, they changed all the signage, and then iRacing just released it. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Let's see here. Winton Motor Raceway, they fixed an issue where a shy tire barrier at turn 7 would disappear if you got closer to it.
Don't
Gateway
spook the tire barrier.
Yeah. Worldwide Technology Raceway is also getting an overhaul, and that will be rolled out later in season 3. The road course variants of the track will be unaffected by these implementing changes. Ahead of the season release, with the impending 2025 re-release of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 2008 legacy version of the track will be completely retired from the service. Also, the legacy version of Lime Rock will be retired from the service completely.
Oh, that's stupid.
So
the only problem that I have with that is we just got the 2004, 2003 cars, and they're getting rid of a couple of tracks that are period correct that those cars ran on.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, what is the harm other than taking up server space of keeping Charlotte 2008? Like,
right.
You want to get rid of the road course, fine, because nobody really ran it, but don't get rid of the oval.
Right. So, all right, that is all the season release notes. I know there's a patch coming out on Friday, which might be some of the updates, like I said, for the artwork and whatnot to the other tracks. So,
yeah, there was a hot fix today because there was an issue with Charlotte loading for sessions that ran there, and then there was a couple other issues of things not loading properly for sessions.
Right. So yeah, like I said, I've played around with the Ferrari a little bit. It's been fun to drive. Played around with the Gen 4 Cup car. It's squirrely, but also pretty fun to drive. The GT3 cars, I mean, I ran the one race at the Bend, so it's only a 15-minute race, so you really don't get to, get into the extended life of the battery, or not battery, the extended life of the tires, to see how those change, whatnot. But yeah, all in all, I mean, it's been a pretty decent release.
Lovely, absolutely.
All right.
I've been having fun.
The graphic update for the rain was definitely noticeable.
Yeah.
The wet areas of the track had proper like glassy reflection to it, like you would expect. So
Okay.
I ran a race at the Nürburgring in the rain in the challenge car, and
oh boy,
it made it easier to figure out where the wet spots were and so forth. So
okay.
And I'm in a practice session right now for majors at Le Mans at night, and it's raining. And as you would expect, there's no light to really reflect off the puddles, so it's harder to see. But like when you get right up on it, you can see the color differences between the shades of gray for where the puddles are. Like you would expect, but this is why driving at night in the rain is hard. But during the daytime, it properly reflected the sky and the environment around it. So
cool.
That was a welcome change. And they definitely did adjust the spray to better reflect what the current track conditions were. So you didn't have like a massive amount of spray coming out of the car when the track was just lightly wet. So that was.
I can see.
I can fight.
Well, it was realistic. Like, truthfully, if the track's dry enough to have dry tires on, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of spray out of the car. But on the old version, you'd have full on spray coming out of the car, but you've got, dry track grip on with the dry tires. So it didn't quite add up.
Right. So, all right. That's all I have for sim racing news. We did talk about the Le Mans Ultimate updates in a previous episode. Those did drop the other day, so those are out now. So you can go check those out.
Yeah, I haven't downloaded it or anything, but people have been saying it was a good update. They like the changes to the GT3 tire model. I was watching Dan Suzuki do a little bit of driving on it. So everybody's loving the Lexus apparently.
Barf.
Yeah. I know. Is it at the display booth for Le Mans Ultimate at the actual track where you can get in the Valkyrie?
Yes. So at every WC event, Le Mans Ultimate has like an activation 10. It's like you go there, they have a playable demo of the track and whatnot. So that's what I did last year at COTA. I got to drive COTA before it launched. And so for people that are at Le Mans, they're getting to drive the Valkyrie before it launches. So, but for those not at Le Mans, they did post a clip of it on their socials, so you can listen to a full lap of the Valkyrie and Le Mans Ultimate. It sounds amazing. I cannot wait. iRacing, I pray you are not very far behind, because I want to drive a Valkyrie at Daytona next year for the 24.
Listen,
I don't care if it's slow.
What they need to do is if Le Mans Ultimate decides, hey, July, we're throwing the Valkyrie out there, iRacing needs to go, oh, surprise, here's ours mid-season. 1 week early.
We're going to have, majors. I mean, it's not going to be done in time for majors, but iRacing's Le Mans is going to be later this season. So,
right.
They've got till August or September, I think, to roll it out.
Right. So, all right, we'll transition on to some motorsport news. We got you had NASCAR this past weekend at Michigan. Some highlights from the race here. Early on in the race, Suarez seemed to have some blistering issues on his tires, which was, like I said, interesting to see. Although I think they later said that they had been a little bit more aggressive with the camber package on his car, so it makes sense. Let's see. Chris Buescher was looking pretty strong early on in the race. He ended up taking the stage 1 win. So got some stage points there. In stage 2, Gregson and John Hunter ended up spinning. They didn't make contact with each other, but they both spun out.
Looks like a water aerobics move together. Like take a nice spin.
Yeah, they were doing tandies on the backstretch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also in stage 2, Austin Cindric had a bit of a wiggle, which triggered a multi-car crash that involved Bowman, Briscoe, Custer, and Suarez. Man, Bowman hit that wall a ton. Yeah. He lifted the back of that car about 1.5 feet off the ground when he hit that wall so hard.
Yeah, if it was the old
he did
crush
get
panels.
cleared to drive this week in Mexico, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He said he said he was sore, but he felt fine. So
usually it takes like a day or two, then you're like, ow.
Yeah. So he did pass all concussion protocols and all that stuff, so he's good to go for this weekend. Bad luck continues for John Hunter as he spins again on his own. So
bad luck continues with everybody I like. Stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah, unfortunate for him. Ryan Blaney having issues. He hit the wall and then spun. So yeah, kind of pretty much ruined his day. Broke the rear track bar on that one. Byron was looking good during stage 2. Ended up taking the stage 2 win. Let's see here. Going on to stage 3. For the most part, the stage ran pretty much caution free, which set up to be fuel mileage game towards the end there. Unfortunately, Todd Gilliland ended up blowing a left rear, and that kind of set up for people to come into the pits, but it was like right on the edge of the pit window for making it to the end. So when people came down in pit and got fuel, some guys were able to make it to the end, and some looked like they were going to be short. So a lot of the guys that looked like they weren't going to make it to the end kind of took off fast out of the gate to get a big lead and then try to save. And so there's like 3 or 4 different pit fuel strategies going on, which made it kind of exciting to watch. Hamlin kind of had a bobble in the pits. He almost got a penalty for the fuel can going out of the pits, but his crew member guy caught that thing before it went outside. That was
Did you listen to his podcast about it?
Yeah, I did.
That was hilarious. So. He's like, close enough. And
yeah. He's like, because he's like, did you not see the guy like going with his hand out to stop? And he's like, I was close enough. Mm-hmm. So Byron wasn't going to make it to the end, and Hocevar wasn't going to make it to the end. So those guys took off and were trying to stay out and lead as much or stay out in front as long as they possibly could. Hamlin was able to make it to the end, so he initially he was able to come up through the field fairly quickly. But I mean, even though Hocevar wasn't going to make it to the end, he just continues to have some sort of bad luck because he ended up blowing a tire with only a few laps left.
Yeah.
He did not spin out. He was able to get off the track, and the green was able to stay out. And then with a few laps to go, with even a couple laps left, Byron ended up running out of fuel and had to pit. So that dropped him down in the standings. And then Denny Hamlin came away with the win. Like I said, he was able to make it all the way to the end without saving fuel. So it was good on them.
Back in the villain chair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just love his comment. I'm sorry, Dad, but I beat you. Just to get
Yeah.
everybody going.
Cool to see him win,
now.
but he had to do the stupid Ohio.
Oh,
thing.
hey, Dio.
Yeah, stupid.
I'm still gonna take my T-shirt down, see if he signs it.
So yeah, that's comes away with a win. Like I said, he finally got a fuel mileage race to go his way. At the Coke 600, he ran out of fuel, so he wasn't able to get the win there. But yeah. Let's see. Moving on to some off-track stuff. Since everybody is the sports car side is at Le Mans. Toyota revealed its liquid hydrogen powered GR-LH2 prototype. This article is by Sports Car 365. So Toyota has taken the cover off of its liquid hydrogen powered racing concept. The latest manifestation of its desire to race in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and FIA Endurance Championship with a hydrogen power in future. Japanese manufacturer revealed the new machine on Wednesday morning in the Hydrogen Village at Le Mans, where Toyota Gazoo Racing Team principal Kamui Kobayashi and Toyota Gazoo Racing Europe Vice Chairman Kazuchi Nakajima were in attendance together with ACO President Pierre Fillon. It is the article goes on to say it is essential in an evolution of the GRH2 racing concept that was presented by Toyota in 2023, and it is based upon the GR010 hypercar. Unlike the car that was revealed 2 years ago, which was clearly a clay model, it is a functional prototype intended for future demonstration runs, although Toyota has not put a timeline on when the car can be expected to hit the track. Toyota has not revealed the details about the internal combustion engine. Nakajima did tell reporters our intent is to test this car and learn a lot about hydrogen, not only with the combustion engine, but also within the infrastructure and the fueling system, because liquid hydrogen is different to what we are used to. It goes on to say our main target now is to expand the possibilities of hydrogen combustion engine technology. There is more to come to get the right level. We believe we need to improve the technology further, and there is more we have to do. This is the first step to learn what are the challenges. Nakajima also said the car is not that far from running, but refused to put in a timeline when the car would be expected to hit the track. Toyota has pioneered the use of its internal combustion technology with its GR Corolla program and Japan's Super Taikyu series, with the car taking part in the Fuji 24 Hours for the 5th time last month, the car for the 3rd time with the liquid hydrogen. And then let's see, and then they go on to say that the number 7 car is sporting a retro livery. It goes back to the 1980s, but yeah, so we're getting closer to having liquid hydrogen race cars.
Also keeps the room.
Yeah, that's the thing I
Mhm.
like about the liquid hydrogen cars, because I have listened to the GR Corolla that they race, and it sounds exactly the same as the gas powered GR Corolla that
Right.
that is, that races or that they use. So I mean, you get that renewable fuel source, that clean energy, but you still get your um
Gas
you still
engine
get,
exhaust.
yeah, you still
Mhm.
get your sounds. The only difference is the car shoots vapor water out the exhaust pipe,
Mm-hmm.
instead of CO2 carbon. And I mean, more or less, from at least what I've seen or done research on, just looking up articles and stuff like that, because I've been pretty interested in this. The horsepower, there isn't really actually a horsepower loss in the cars themselves. In more instances, with the right computing, you can pretty easily make horsepower gains with this.
Should
So
be a cooler feel, kind of like ethanol.
yeah, because it is a very cold condensed fuel. So the like I said, the main problem that they're running into right now is how do they refuel it? Because right now, um, they use like basically compressed tanks that are in the car, and then when the Taku car refuels, they pull the tank out and they essentially put another compressed tank in, and then that's how it's done right now. But like I said, they're working on trying to figure out some sort of refueling option for the car, because that's not very efficient. It does take
Yep.
them quite a few minutes to get everything out, make sure the system pressure checks are all good, and then they send the car back out. So, but like I said, it sounds the same. You won't notice anything just looking at the car. Yeah, it still makes all the sweet vroom noises.
Sweet. That's all I want is all the room.
Yep. So, all right, now to a topic that's probably going to make me mad.
Ah,
So,
you're not alone.
so this past day or so, F1 revealed its 2026 calendar.
Oh, okay.
So, looking at the calendar, we've got Melbourne as the opener. Nice. We've got Shanghai as the second race. That's fine. We've got Japan as the third race. I'm fine with that, although it's pretty dry in the springtime, so we might have some fires again.
That's fine.
They go to Bahrain. That's fine. Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah circuit. I mean, I really don't care for the Jeddah circuit, but it's on the schedule. Miami on May 1st through the 3rd. It's okay. I mean, it's not the greatest track in the world. And then we come to the part of the schedule where people are annoyed, and that's that they are running the Canadian Grand Prix head to head with the Indy 500.
Perfect. So you can flip between.
Yeah.
Goodbye, greatest, or they can't even watch that race anymore. Then the drivers.
It's not even that they're doing it on the same day. There's discussion that they might even be doing it at the same time on the same day.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they are fully intending to start it at noon.
because that's more popular.
The part that pisses me off, other than the fact that they have the balls to think that they can pull this off successfully, is that when you look at the calendar, there is 2 weeks between Canada and Miami, and then 1 week between Miami and Monaco,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, Miami and
Yeah.
Canada, and then Canada and Monaco. So you mean to tell me that they need 2 weeks off to go from Miami to Montreal, but 1 week is fine to go from Montreal to Monte Carlo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is that not flipped? Why is Miami and Canada not back to back? and then you have 2 weeks, i.e., no conflict at all, and then you have Monaco the weekend after.
Yeah, stupid. I listened to Connor's Dailies podcast, Speed Street, today, and he said, talking to some of the people that he knows in F1, it was solely done to go up against the Indy 500, which doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, because I mean, even if you ran Monaco at the same time, which you physically can't because it would be night, although a night race at Monaco would be interesting. But yeah, the Canadian Grand Prix, no race on the planet holds the prestige of the Indy 500. So
It's just really silly on their part.
I mean, certainly not in North America anyway. I mean, to say that Canadians aren't a fan of the Indy 500 is a disservice to Canadians, because we all know that they are. And so, it's one thing for F1 to go, okay, we're not going to have the Triple Crown or whatever, the greatest day in motorsports anymore, with Monaco, Indy, and the Coke 600. But no, they double down on that and go, you know what? Not only are we not going to do that, we're going to have an F1 race there. It's going to be in North America, and it's going to compete head to head in the same time slot, roughly, as the Indy 500, because we're F1. Fuck everybody else.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just dumb. Like I said, then we go to Monaco, June 5th to the 7th. Catalunya is still on the calendar. So they'll still be racing at Catalunya.
No, it has Madrid underneath the Spanish Grand Prix.
Nope. Madrid is later in the year. They're going to Spain twice.
What?
Yes, they're still running Catalunya, so I'm fine with this. I'm fine that Catalunya is still on the schedule, because
So what? We're getting the European Grand Prix back, but it's going to be in Spain?
Yes, it's going to be in Madrid. Then we go to Austria.
All the happy.
Fine with that. Silverstone. The Spa Belgium race gets pushed back to July 17th through the 19th this year, or next year. So it's a week and a half later. It's a week later than it is this year.
Well, I wonder how that's going to affect the Spa 24.
Yeah, I wonder if the Spa 24 is going to be back
in June again.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, let me look at that here.
Let's see here. Hungary. This is on the 24th and 26th. Then we go to Zandvoort, Monza in September, and then the new Madrid Autodromo is September 11th through the 13th, which is the
Spa and the Spa 24 hours and the Belgian Grand Prix are a month apart this year. So if they keep the same, then that would put the Spa 24 in the middle of June. So we could be facing another 3 straight weeks of 24-hour races with Le Mans, Nürburgring, unless Nürburgring goes back to May. But
yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah. Then they go to Azerbaijan in September, Singapore in October, back to Austin at the mid to the end of October, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Vegas, Qatar, and Yas Marina. And then I think that's the only. Oh yeah, and then down there it has an asterisk. It says, as far as the Madrid Grand Prix, it says it is subject to FIA circuit homologation.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it's great that Zandvoort's still on for one more year. It's great that Spa's still there before it starts its rotation. I don't. Like 2 weeks between Jeddah and Miami makes sense for logistic purposes. I don't understand to have 2 weeks between Miami and Canada, and then only 1 week between Canada and Monte Carlo.
Yeah, in the article by Formula One, it says Stefano Megacolli says obviously promises to be an unforgettable season. 24 locations, each have been carefully selected to try to mitigate travel costs as much as possible and to increase the viewing pleasure for fans around the globe.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't get off the spacing of the calendar. It really is stupid, because you have 2 weeks off between Jeddah and Miami, then you have 2 weeks off between Miami and Montreal, then you have 3 straight races in Canada, Monaco, and Spain before 2 weeks off for Austria. Instead of having 2 weeks off, 1 week off, 2 weeks off before 3 straight races.
Right.
I,
Your logistic logic does not make sense to me. You
It's not
say
supposed to
it's
understand.
for logistics, but
Nah, not at all.
I mean,
So-
clearly they're taking their logistics lessons from NASCAR. That thinks going from Michigan to Mexico City is a great.
Yeah, don't do all that. It's closer. It should be Texas than Mexico, but
yeah. Or hell,
only thing
even
is,
like a Kansas to Mexico would be
Mhm.
shorter, or a Sonoma to
Ardega.
or a Talladega to Mexico.
I'm just saying, to go Texas night race into Mexico, like.
Yeah, you could have a night race on a Saturday, and then that way that
Mhm.
gives you that
Give 'em an extra
Sunday
day.
and extra time to get down there.
Mhm.
Or hell, you could run. I mean, they might do this next year since. Well, no, it'll probably still be in the final somehow. But if they, or what if they did Phoenix? They ran Phoenix as a night race later, and you go straight
that
from
too.
Phoenix to Mexico. I mean, that's not
That'd
too
be
bad
super
either.
They
close.
could, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you ran Mexico or Texas as a night race on Sunday, and they left from there and gathered at the border, Monday morning to go across, it's no different than, the day plus that it took them to get from Michigan to, Mexico now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're just,
Well,
not driving all that time. You're just, chilling at the track all day, and then you drive, 6 hours to get to the border.
Yeah, and they did say that some of the bigger teams that have access to multiple haulers did have haulers down there waiting at the border, so that way they could.
They were doing the car swap out and stuff
Yeah.
out in Michigan. Yeah, so.
But
I mean, with all the things about having to remove the, contingency sponsors and stuff for things that are not allowed in Mexico, to me, it's a lot easier to already be kind of down in that direction and, take the time instead of having the drivers drive, they just go chill and, take care of that. But
right.
I'll cut them some slack. It's first year that they're doing it, learning lessons, but we'll see what happens next year.
Oh, look, it's a wild Chris that's appeared at the end of the podcast.
It's a yippee.
Oh, yay!
So we just
about
talked
the F1 schedule.
Yeah, we just talked about the F1 calendar, so we're all pissed
Yep.
off.
Yay! I don't want to talk about that
Rebel,
because
rebel.
we'll be here for another half an hour.
So, I mean, we already aired our grievances about it, how dumb it is, but
Good, learn their lesson, get horrible TV ratings, and then try to figure it out.
No, Don. The problem is they're not going to get a horrible TV ratings. People are still going to watch it.
I mean, I will have my tablet on with the Formula One race and watch the Indy 500 because, we cover that stuff here. So, and I have no problem. I also have triple monitors on my computer, so I can have 3 races going on simultaneously if I need to. So
That's true.
But yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got for the podcast. I don't know if you have any other racing news and notes to talk about.
No, I'm assuming you guys talked about Mid Ohio.
No, I was going to
No.
get into qualifying for Le Mans today. So,
Oh,
well, more so just the Wednesday notebook that Sports Car 365 put out after qualifying. So,
no.
first round of qualifying was done today to set the field for Hyperpole tomorrow. Basically, it was a who's who that made it. Thanks to technical infringement of the number 6 Porsche that was 4th, I think, provisionally. That got moved to the rear of the field because they were underweight. Aston Martin Valkyrie is officially represented in Hyperpole, which everybody celebrated.
Everybody liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have one of the Penske Porsches in Hyperpole, but the strongest of the cars shot itself in the foot. Thanks, guys. But
Cheaters.
anyway, it's not. Everybody in Hyperpole has been dinged for being underweight at least once in their lifetime. Anyway, one of the
really good.
notable moments for Hyperpole was the 33 Corvette with Ben Keating at the wheel did not make it into Hyperpole. And
Boo.
according to the Wednesday notebook here that I'm reading, it says, quote, TF Sport Corvette driver Ben Keating made his displeasure clear at the Z06 GT3R's lack of straight line speed compared to its class rivals after qualifying 17th. Keating is quoted as saying, what irritates me more than anything else is that the number 21 Ferrari and one of the Fords were able to just drive right around me on the straightaway and then park it in the corner. Unfortunately, I think that's what I'm going to be looking at this weekend for 24 hours, which just really angers me. This was my best lap for the weekend. I had a better lap going at the end before the red flag. Who knows what could have been. Speaking of red flags, there were 2 in the GT3 LMP2 session. I don't think there was one in the hypercar session. I don't remember one. So the number 63 Iron Lakes Mercedes that Stephen Grove crashed in Free Practice 1 that brought out the first red flag of the weekend is set to be repaired in time to return to the track for Free Practice 3 on Thursday. Antonio Felix da Costa missed Tuesday's mandatory driver briefing, which was to conduct a Formula E test with Porsche. The driver of the AF Corsa Orica 07 Gibson was fined €500 and had to receive a specific driver briefing from the race director before taking the track in Free Practice.
I just imagine him sitting face to face with the race director and him talking straight to his face like a kid in detention.
Yeah. That specific driver briefing was, I know you know what you're doing. Why the fuck did you miss this? Nothing could be more important. Now get the hell out of my face.
Yeah. Formula E, not as important as the 24 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah, so Sports Car 365 understands Porsche Penske Motorsport Reserve Nico Muller is also set to leave Le Mans for a Formula E test duties on Thursday. I would tell Formula E to fly a kite, even if I was just a reserve driver. Porsche Penske Motorsport Managing Director Jonathan Diogod told reporters prior to the start of Wednesday's track action that they feel competitive on straight line speed based on results from the test day on Sunday. Obviously, all we have is a reference to ourselves. It was big leaving the race here last year to work on that, improve on what we could. Porsche factory director Urs Karadel revealed to Sports Car 365 last weekend that the 963 has aero-related revisions to the car's rear end via an Evo Joker from the start of the season, but denied it resulted in any straight line speed gains. Diogud added, for sure, the ACO and FIA have tried to equalize the top speeds of the cars with the dual stage power in the BOP, and that's definitely part of it. We try to focus on what we control as well and make sure we're maximizing everything we can. Porsche expects to utilize Michelin's medium tire for the majority of the race, except for the very deep of the night, who confirmed that, according to Diagood, who confirmed that they ran the test day primarily on the medium compound. Diagood confirmed there will be no change in his position within Team Penske and maintaining his role as Porsche Penske's managing director, despite having recently been called up to call strategy for Will Power in the IndyCar series as a result of the shakeup from Tim Cindric being fired. Sebastian Bourdais noted that Action Express is currently seen as the reference car in the data exchange between the three Cadillac teams, as it has the most Le Mans experience with the V Series .R, despite competing on a one-off basis in the last 2 years. Toyota junior driver Jin Nakamura is getting his first taste of the Circuit de la Sarthe this week in a last-minute additional entry in the Road to Le Mans support race, driving a Toyota-powered Duquoin LMP3 car for R Ace GP. Nakamura raced in Super GT's GT300 class last year for the APR team. Hydrogen-powered cars, speaking of alternative fuels from earlier, are set to feature in an on-track demonstrations at Le Mans on Thursday and Sunday, with the Alpine Alpenglow High 6 and the Ligier Bosch JS2 set to take laps around the circuit. Le Mans Mayor Stéphane Le Foll is set to ride as a passenger in the Alpine alongside test driver David Pascal, while Richard Mille, president of the FIA Endurance Commission, will be in the passenger seat on Saturday.
Do we have a Garage 56 entry this year or no?
No, we do not.
Okay.
No bald eagles are flying this year.
Well, sometimes they run one of those hydrogen or alternative fuel cars.
Well,
as
the thing is,
Garage
they were
56.
supposed to, but I think it was like 2 years ago, but it never happened. And then it was like going to be the next year,
got
and then the next
pulled,
year,
right, or something like that.
and
Yeah, it
then
got pulled.
at that point they just canned it.
So, well, maybe next year we'll get one of the hydrogen cars to do a Garage 56 entry to try to see how far it can go.
I mean,
so the other kind of talking point of qualifying today was the GT1 liveried number 7 Toyota missed out on Hyperpole. So Nick DeVries was interviewed and gave some insight into what happened on them missing out on Hyperpole, as he was at the wheel when they qualified 17th. So he said, quote, generally, we were very much on the limit of going through with a comfortable margin. We don't have that comfortable margin. On my lap, we had a yellow flag at the Porsche curves with the Alpine. And on the second lap, you lose the peak of the tires. I was still on a decent lap, but I caught the other Alpine too quickly going into the last chicane. I caught him, I got too close, and ended up locking up. He said, you're never going to do the lap on the first run. So basically, you just have one attempt on the second run. I think the first lap would have been comfortable around P10 or P11. But obviously, with the yellow flag, I had to slow down. Toyota's number 8 qualified 11th with Brendan Hartley at the wheel. They were more than a second slower than Alex Lynn's chart-topping time in the Hertz Team Jota Cadillac. DeVries said he felt Hartley's time was representative of where the 7 car could have been had the second run gone according to plan. DeVries went on to suggest that Toyota is lacking pace over a race run and not only a single lap in relation to its hypercar competitors, and now the BOP jockeying starts. It's like Ferrari complaining that they're going to be down on top speed.
are they complaining still?
Who are the top 3 cars in Hyperpole, though?
I know Alex Lynn topped qualifying with a 3:22.8, which bested the record lap time set last year in Hyperpole by the Ferrari. The number 15 BMW, driven by Dries Vanthoor, was second, 0.04 of a second back. And then the 51 of Antonio Giovinazzi was third, and prior to the tech infringement, Estra's number 6 Porsche was fourth. Sebastian Bourdais was fifth in the number 38 Cadillac. The number 50 Ferrari was sixth. Julia Andlauer was seventh in the number 5 Porsche, and the top 8 was rounded out by the second BMW, number 20, driven by Robin Freins. So, cars that were eliminated included the 007 Aston Martin Valkyrie, both Peugeot 9X8s, and the number 99 Proton Competition Porsche. So both Alpines made it, both BMWs made it, all three Ferraris made it.
Of course.
Now, two of the three Porsche Penske's made it. One of the Toyotas made it. One of the Astons made it.
Yeah.
So did someone get bumped up for
Yeah.
that, or they?
Yeah, the 009 Aston Martin made it in Hyperpole when
Yeah.
the 6 got sent
Bonked.
to the rear.
Mm-hmm.
In LMP2, Spike topped the charts, leading with a 335.472. Louis Delatraz was at the wheel and led a pack of 4 Pro-Am drivers at the top of the LMP2 ranks, followed by Ben Hanley for United Autosport, Alex Quinn for the Algarve Pro Racing Team, and TDS Racing's Matthias Besch. Pietro Fittipaldi was the quickest non-Pro-Am car in 5th, but he was a little over a second back off the outright fastest pace. In GT3, Team WRT, number 46, top qualifying. So that's the Rossi car. The number 27 Harder Racing Aston was second, followed by the number 92 Manthey Porsche, which is wearing the movie livery from F1. So 4th and 5th was the Lexus and the sister TF Sport Corvette, ahead of the number 88 Proton Mustang. The number 193 Ziggo Sport Tempesta Racing Ferrari in a one-off entry was 7th, sorry, and then 8th was the number 59 United Autosport McLaren. Iron Lynx did get one of their 3 Mercedes into Hyperpole, but with the number 61 car, but the 60 car ground to a halt, leading into the Dunlop chicane with fuel issues, and then the 63 wasn't repaired in time from its earlier wreck in the day. But teams to miss Hyperpole included, as previously mentioned, the 33 TF Sport Corvette with Ben Keating driving, the number 57 Kessel Racing Ferrari, the sister BMW to the 46, the number 31 Bend WRT BMW, the number 87 Akadosis Team Lexus, 2 of the Porsches, both the Iron Dames and the other Manthey car did not make it. Which, speaking of the Iron Dames, Michelle Gadding suffered a fractured foot during practice yesterday or the day before.
It was like 2 days ago or something like that.
Yeah, and so they have had to call up Sarah Bovey to step in her place. And then, the session came to a premature end when the 150 AF Corsa Ferrari calls the red flag at Mulsanne Corner.
So what did she just? Did they run over her foot during the driver change? Because like it was during a driver change. I'm not exactly sure what.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either she stepped wrong coming out of the car or got ran over somehow. Not exactly sure.
Right. So, all right. So yeah, tomorrow's Hyperpole. So we will know who's on the pole for Le Mans for all the classes.
Oh, then we're gonna have an angry Ben Keating, so that's gonna be an interesting.
Yeah, so Hyperpole being split into 2 different phases this year begins at 8 p.m. Local time or 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Alrighty. So yeah. Any other topics, or is that it?
I think that's it.
Alrighty. So, like I said, this coming weekend we've got NASCAR in Mexico, IndyCar at Gateway or Worldwide Technology Raceway. We've got Le Mans 24, and we've got Formula One at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix. So,
So real quick, in free practice 2 for the Mustang Challenge, Chelsea Denofa was 15th, Tanner Faust was 16th, Frankie Muniz was 18th. Let's see who else is on here. Jim Farley was 28th. And apparently where is he?
Who is he?
Ryan Marin's dad was 30th, Bruce Marin. But no, Chris Chris Hoy is partnering with Chris Harris to share a car. So because Chris Hoy can do the race on Saturday, but he can't do the race on or Friday, whatever. Friday and Saturday. So anyway, they were 20th. So
all right. Well, like I said, we'll be back next week with tons of racing news to talk about because it's going to be a busy weekend. So, all right. Yeah, we'll talk to everybody next week. See you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
sounds good.